What is up, my boners? This is MrITryHard here, the nastiest commentator in all of motherfucking YouTube. How you guys been doing? I've been doing motherfucking fantastic, and today we have a gameplay of domination on the map Express using that SMR, trying to get that gold. It's my last gold gun before I get the diamond camo on the assault rifles, and it's a pain in the ass, it's a bitch. But I got a decent gameplay with it, so I hope you guys enjoy. Now, you guys were begging for that true story about how I lost all that weight, and you know what? Here it is! So before you guys watch this, I highly suggest you guys go to my channel and go to the True Stories playlist and go watch two videos, one of which is called Masturbation Fail, that's always a good one, and the second one is called Puking Blood True Story, something like that. It's like one of the two first videos on my True Stories playlist. They kind of give you an idea of how this whole thing started, because I'm not going to tell the whole story. I'm just going to tell it in kind of a linear fashion because it's pretty long and I've already told a bit of it before earlier. So I had an event that happened to me about a year and a half ago where I got really sick, and those two videos that I just mentioned, they explain that event where I was bedridden for about a month to a month and a half, where every time I would get up to do anything, I would get really sick, nauseous, get crazy headaches, and I couldn't eat. So after that month and a half of being sick and actually getting that fixed, when I got back up on my feet, I weighed myself and I realized that I had lost about 25 pounds. Now, if you guys don't know, when I started YouTube, when I first started, that was about 3 years ago, I weighed about 190 pounds. My heaviest was about 205. That was like, I'm not a tall guy. I'm like 5'7", maybe 5'8" on a good day, or in the morning, because we're kind of taller in the morning. That's a pro tip. If you guys want to be taller, measure yourself in the morning. But yeah, so I was about 5'7". Like that's how tall I am, and I weighed, like, my heaviest at one point was about 205 pounds, which is really heavy. I was always that chubby guy. I never really had a problem with ladies. I never really had that problem because you know, I can talk my way into stuff, and you know, I had that confidence. No matter how much I weighed, I always had that confidence and kind of a little bit of swag, and girls like that. They like confidence. They like, there's a fine line between arrogance and confidence, but if you can navigate that decently, then, you know, girls find that attractive. They like a confident guy, no matter what you look like. You don't have to be a 10 out of 10 to get a chick. You know, as long as you look decent. And I did look decent when I was a heavier dude, but still, I wasn't, you know, the male model, or I wasn't anything spectacular, but I still never had problems. But anyways, so I'm a heavy dude, 205 pounds, and then this accident happens, and I weigh myself, and now I weigh something like 180 pounds. That was about a year and a half ago. So I had lost like 20 pounds in a month by just sitting on a fucking couch doing nothing. I couldn't go to work, I couldn't eat, I couldn't do anything. It was terrible. It was a terrible month and a half. I missed New Year's celebration. I think I missed Christmas. Oh no, I didn't miss. This happened between Christmas and New Year's. So I missed New Year's, and that kind of sucked a lot of dick. It was terrible. But then just something clicked in my head that I was like, okay, I lost 20 pounds, and now it's time to, you know, watch my weight and try to, like, you know, be careful. And I'm still a lazy asshole, right? And the whole weight training stuff, the whole every day go to the gym, pump some iron, and do all that stuff, like, I don't know, it was never really my thing. And one thing about my body that I do know is that it reacts a lot to the smallest changes in my life. So if I change my eating habits, I'll change, like, my weight changes drastically. If I start training, because I used to weight train when I was young, I would grow muscle mass instantly. I have that fluctuating body, which I guess people would think is a good thing, but then again, it's kind of hard to keep it stable, right? Because you want a stable weight. That's what you want. So anyways, I really started after that moment when I got up and realized that I had lost 20 or 25 pounds, I started to obsess about. I like to obsess about things. When I see something, when I want a goal, when I have this goal in my life, it's like the only thing in the world. And I started really obsessing about my weight and wanting to lose a lot of weight. So every time I would eat something, every time I would go out and buy food or buy anything, I would always check, you know, the bag, check the calories, check. Right now, here's a little confession. I have like this obsession with sodium. Like I realize that we eat a lot of of salt, and I was just like, fuck this shit, I don't want to eat any salt. The salt's bad, it clogs your arteries, and you're gonna die of a heart attack at 35 years old. So like everything I eat now, I check the sodium, and when in real, like, I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but that's how I am, and that's what's making me stay at the weight that I am now. If you guys don't know or aren't aware, haven't seen my pictures, by the way, if you guys want to see what I look like, it's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, it's everywhere. Right now I weigh like 145 pounds, like 142, 143, depending on when I weigh myself, because I'm always lighter in the morning, of course. So yeah, I went from 205 to a 145-ish, so I lost about 60 pounds just by drastically changing my eating habits. I was the guy who used to go to McDonald's all the time, used to eat all that bullshit food. I would, in Quebec we have poutines, which is like cheese and gravy and fries and just the most fattening shit ever, and I never really cared. But now, what it's done to my life is, that confidence I always used to have, even when I was a big dude, is amplified by like 1,000, because now, it's funny because I never used to notice this. You know how guys are, right? When you see a guy when we see a girl walking down the street, or like a cute chick, we are drawn to that, right? We will look. Like, it's impossible for us not to look, right? That's what we guys do. Like, you see a chick with a big set of boobs, you're gonna take a look, right? Well, you know what? Girls do that too. I'm walking down the street and, you know, I get people turning around, and now I know I look good. And you know, this, like, call this arrogance, call this whatever you want. I don't care, because no matter, because I've posted myself, you know, at this weight on my videos, and, you know, I've done vlogs and whatnot, and of course I'll get the comments, you know, no matter how good you are, no matter how good you look, you can be the cutest or the hottest man in the world, or the hottest women in the world, whenever you're on YouTube, people are going to say that you look stupid, they're gonna find a flaw, and they're going to try to exploit it, and you know, of course, that always happens on my channel. They're like, oh my god, you still look like an idiot, you still look like your face is stupid, you're gay, and all this other shit. Well, you know what, it doesn't really bother me, because I don't really care what guys think about me. Like, that doesn't really matter to me. Like, you guys can go think whatever you want. It's whatever. Like, the real honest people are gonna be like, hey, you know what, MrITryHard looks good now. Yeah, you're fucking right, I do now, because, like, the girls out there are, like it's funny, because, when I, do the podcast, I'm on webcam, obviously. I do the podcast every Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Time. Life is Virtual Podcast. I do that, and I'm on webcam for about 90 minutes. And it's funny, because right after that, I get a lot of, you know, subscribers and Twitter followers, of course, because it's just networking. And most of those happen to be females. Coincidence? I don't know, but shit, now it's just that big confidence booster. It's like, yeah, guys can say I look like shit, I don't care, because girls are obviously proving you guys otherwise. It's funny. Oh, and by the way, don't even bother, I'm not interested in you online ladies, I don't give a shit, but I mean, it's raised everything, it's raised the confidence, I love when, you know, I get noticed when somebody sees me in like this way, like this. It's probably the fact that I've never seen myself in that role for the past few years that now I am, and I'm enjoying the fuck out of it. I'm 28 years old, I look good, and people are looking at me. Go fuck yourselves. Bye.